Coming off 2 straight losses, the Hoos are in need of a good showing against division rival Duke to reclaim the top spot in the ACC Coastal Division. I'm Stephen Mallozzi, and here are 3 keys for UVA's huge matchup against Duke. The first thing we have to talk about, the turnovers. On their 2-game slide, UVA has a -5 turnover differential. The Hoos have got to stop turning the football over if they want to win these big games. The issue's not a recent one either, as UVA has been careless with the ball all season long. UVA has the worst turnover margin in the ACC with -7 and is tied for the 6th worst differential in the entirety of the FBS. Not only is UVA struggling to maintain possession, they are struggling to force turnovers as well. That's got to change against the Blue Devils, whose only loss by more than 3 points came in Week 1 to Alabama. The next critical point, home field advantage. The Hoos have been a different team at home. UVA is undefeated at home this year in 3 games, outscoring opponents by over 17 points per game in the process. On the road, however, UVA has been outscored by 7 points thus far. Playing in Scott Stadium is clearly a huge boost for the Cavaliers, and let me tell you, Scott Stadium has been absolutely electric so far this year, and I expect this Saturday to be no different. Last but not least, UVA has to find someone who can provide a spark on offense. So far this season, UVA's defense has been on its game, ranking inside the top 5 in the ACC for both yards per game and points allowed per game, and are 11th nationwide in yards per game allowed. The offense, by comparison, has been bad, ranking outside the top 70 nationally in points per game and outside the top 100 for yards per game. That yards per game stat is good for 2nd worst in the ACC, above only 1 in 5 Georgia Tech. Yikes. Bryce Perkins has to be the guy to provide the spark for UVA, as he can use both his arms and his legs to keep the offense moving. With that being said, I think the Hoos right the ship this week and take the win to retake their position atop the ACC Coastal. They simply have too much talent to be dropping offensive duds like Miami this past week. The Hoos are young and growing right now, and with a growing football team, you're gonna have stretches of games like the past few weeks. But with a team with so many phenomenal players, UVA has to figure it out and get the job done. We'll see what happens when the Cavaliers play host to the Blue Devils Saturday at 3:30.